All right, the North Carolina Department of Transportation is ready to respond to this winter storm.
So joining us to talk more about what NCDOT crews are expecting, we bring back in Tim Hassan. Tim, you've been speaking with us all day about the conditions, and before you were seeing the snow where you're at right now, do you mind telling us what your crews on the ground are maybe experiencing at this time this evening?
Well, right now, the biggest problem is the wind. The visibility has gotten very, very low out here, as your reporters just said. And in fact, we, a few minutes ago, had to close NC-12 between the Marc Basnight Bridge and Rodanthe because of the blowing sand, the blowing snow, the darkness. The visibility got down to almost nothing. So it is just in the safety for motorists and for our road crews that are out there. We have closed NC-12 between Oregon Inlet and Rodanthe at this point.
And you also spoke with us earlier about closing near Ocracoke as well on NC-12. Do you have any other concern spots that you guys are watching as well?
Well, to be honest, the entire Outer Banks, once we get to those winds that are 40, 45, 50 miles an hour and the snow keeps blowing, it is going to be very hard to see the road tonight. So that's why we're encouraging everyone to stay home, not just the people on Highway 12, but the people in the northern Outer Banks, because it is going to be very hard to see. Our plowing operations have begun in Dare County, so it helps when there's no other traffic on the road for our plow operators to get stuff done. So we're hoping everyone will take heed and stay home tonight.
Yeah, Tim, that was going to be my next question, which is what do drivers need to know right now to help your crews do their work? What really helps is if everyone clears the road, or if they do have to be out there, the message is always to give those plows some space.
Yeah, if they absolutely positively have to be out there, and I hope it's an emergency because they shouldn't be out there at all otherwise, but they should slow down, leave plenty of space between them and the vehicle in front of them, and treat any stoplights that may be out, whether it's by power outage or by snow covering the lenses, to treat them as four-way stops and give the plows plenty of room to work, let them get their job done, and they'll clear the roads as quickly as they can.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned those windy conditions, and that's important to talk about because, as you mentioned, when there's high winds and there's accumulating snow, that's when you get blizzard-like conditions. And, you know, when I use that word blizzard, I don't want to panic anyone. I want to stress that. But that just means visibility is very, very limited. And you see that a lot, especially along NC-12, correct?
Absolutely, and there's no lighting on NC-12 too, which makes it even worse. But even in the areas that are up here on the northern Outer Banks, you know, blizzard implies feet and feet of snow. We don't have that, but that snow will be blowing. So we will have whiteout conditions tonight at times. So the best idea, again, just stay off the roads tonight. Enjoy the weather from inside. Watch it through your window.
Always some good advice there.
Right, and we've been talking about, too, the preparations in the brine that we've used. I just want to say, I know that you are in Division 1, but 5,500 tons of salt used across the entire state of North Carolina is such a big snapshot. So for you guys in your area, how much of that salt do you guys have in preparation beforehand that you go and lay out on the roads? I mean, obviously, some of it was still sticking around from last time's storm, so that may have changed a little bit of some of your projections, but how much of those materials do you guys use?
Oh, well, we do use a lot, especially, you know, we have a lot of bridges out here. And in fact, we have already started brining, salting the bridges, like the Virginia Dare Bridge, for example. We salted that just recently. So we do use that, especially those bridges get colder than the ground. And so we need to salt those a lot. So we use a lot.
Yeah, and those bridges and overpasses, that's a separate challenge, really, than regular roads. What do drivers need to know about black ice and just how cold and icy those bridges can get?
Oh, well, that is certainly going to be a problem even moving into next week, because even when the snow that we have melts, it will refreeze. You've seen the temperatures that are coming the next few days at night. So people need to be very, very careful. Even once the roads are plowed and once the roads are clear, they need to really be careful when those temperatures drop below freezing, especially on bridges and overpasses, because that is the place where black ice is the most common.
Yeah.
Well, Tim, I feel like we're longtime friends now. We've been talking with you all day and last week as well. We want to appreciate the time that you've given us over these last couple days to really tell us how you guys are preparing. Thanks so much here for joining us.